I had my veneers done in Turkey. Let's talk about it. Hi gorgeous! Welcome to my YouTube channel for those of you who are new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, shout out and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about my veneers. Yes, I finally did it. Ow. We're going to be talking about my veneers, which I had done in Turkey. I'm going to start this video off with a disclaimer. I'm not promoting getting veneers done. I'm not promoting getting any sort of augmentation done to your body whatsoever, but this is just me and my experience and what I've been through. Veneers for me were actually a last resort. It was not the thing that I jumped to. It was not the first thing that was on my mind when I was thinking of getting my teeth done. So essentially, my teeth were gappy and they were discolored. I wanted to close the gaps and whiten my teeth. I had spoken to my dentist, spoken to my orthodontist, and based on those conversations, I ended up choosing veneers. I was actually going to do fast braces, which I would have had for a period of 6 to 8 months. And the only reason it was going to go past the 6-month mark was because my 2 teeth, my fangs were twisted. So I would need to straighten that out and then close my gaps. So I didn't have an issue with my bite. Yes, Invisalign would have been more aesthetically pleasing and would have been better suited for my lifestyle and my aesthetics. But I was thinking about the time frame as well as the end result. So with the Invisalign and the braces, you're getting the same end results, but with the Invisalign, it would have taken longer for me because of the whole process of getting the trays and, you know, changing the trays. If you do not stick to wearing your trays correctly throughout the period that you have that specific tray for, and there's an issue, they have to go get new trays, which takes time, and I didn't want to go through all of that. I just wanted my teeth done, and I wanted to get it done the shortest period possible. I have had my teeth whitened 3 times and my teeth did not get whiter. When I had it done the second or the third time, the place I had it done, the room was just really bright. The walls were really white. It had the stuff that they use to whiten your teeth on my teeth. So it looked as though my teeth had gotten a little bit whiter. But once you step outside and you look at it in natural lighting, you realize like there is no change. And from the conversations that I had with my dentist and my orthodontist, it was because that was just the natural color of my teeth and it was not going to change. And that is how I ended up choosing veneers. I've done a lot of research into veneers. I've done a lot of research into like braces and Invisalign. I've watched so many informative videos and I was comfortable with choosing veneers for myself because I went with laminate veneers. I did not get crowns. I want to reiterate this very loudly and very clearly. I did not get crowns in Turkey. If you are someone who's looking into getting your teeth done, the bare minimum you should know is the difference between veneers and crowns. I know a lot of people use it interchangeably, and when it got popularized by your influencers and your social media personality, they were referring to crowns as veneers. I wanted laminate veneers. I was not going to budge on that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like my natural teeth didn't make me insecure. Yes, I saw myself as beautiful. Yes, other people saw me as beautiful. A lot of people told me I didn't need to get my teeth done, but it was just an insecurity thing that I had, and other people affirming me was not going to get rid of that insecurity. And with my experiences with people, a lot of the time when people have tried to take jabs at me or to come at me, it's never for my intellect, it's never for my looks, it's never for my body, it's always my teeth. So it was just something that I wanted to resolve for myself. I'm not saying that people shouldn't find ways to deal with their insecurities that doesn't involve making changes. If you can, you definitely, absolutely should go ahead and do that. You should definitely try and explore sorting out your insecurities without making changes to yourself before actually making those changes, and be certain that when you do make those changes, or if you do make those changes, that those changes are made for you and you only. I had 10 teeth put at the top and 8 at the bottom. I initially thought I was gonna do 8 at the top and 8 at the bottom because every time I looked at my smile where I was like, I could only see the front 8, I couldn't see like 10. But after my consultation with the doctor, she was like, I would suggest doing 10 at the top and then you can still do the 8 at the bottom and you'll be fine. Because initially she was actually like, do 10 at the top, 10 at the bottom. Then she looked and she assessed and everything. She was like, okay, no, you can actually get away with 10 at the top and 8 at the bottom. I booked for my veneers in August last year, and we are currently in July. I had them done in June, a month ago. And at the time they quoted me €195 per tooth. And then they included accommodation in the package, as they usually do, which I think was 7 nights, and it came up to €240. I don't know the hotel that they had. But then when I got to Turkey, the accommodation had changed, which means the price of the accommodation changed, and it literally doubled. And I paid for the 2 extra teeth. So I paid for the change in the accommodation price as well as the 2 extra teeth when I was in Turkey. And yeah, my ideal would have been to have everything paid for before I got to Turkey, which is what I was trying to organize. But the only snag in the entire process that I experienced was, like, I would refer to it as a breakdown communication, because I had 2 consultants that I spoke to. The first consultant was one that actually sent me the quote that I was working with when I was paying it off, and then the second consultant was the one I was like paying it to, in a sense. So she never fully communicated that the hotel had changed, which means the price of the hotel had changed. And so when I was paying, and by the time I got to Turkey, I was under the mindset that everything had been paid for. This expectation was based on my experience going to Turkey to have my breast augmentation done. The quote that I got at the start was the quote that I paid. Nothing changed. In terms of the process, so I think when they give you an itinerary, it's 7 days long, but I wanted mine over 6 days because I was not just going there to Turkey to get my teeth done. I was also going for the UEFA finals, which my cousin was performing at, so I didn't want any issues with having my teeth done and like being able to be at the game. So when I landed, I went straight to the dental place for my consultation and for my x-rays. So I had that done on the first day. They also took a mold or imprint of my natural teeth so that they could use that to create my temporary teeth. Then that was Monday. Then on Tuesday, when I went back, they filed or shaved down my teeth and then put the temporary teeth on top of that. And the temporary teeth were a bit weird, but like it was so fascinating to me because it literally looked like I did not have any dental work done at all. And when I saw what the inside of my teeth looked like, I knew for a fact that I'd made the right decision, because there was no way in hell that my teeth were gonna get any whiter than what they were. The next time I went back was on Friday, which is when the veneers were ready, and she tried them on to see if I was happy with them, to see if there was anything that I wanted changed. And oh my gosh, I will not lie, it was the biggest shock to my system. I realized in that moment that I was not mentally and emotionally prepared for this change that I was undergoing. And for me, it was completely different from the breast augmentation procedure, because with the breast augmentation, it's the pain that rocks you, right? But with the dental, your teeth are completely different from what they were before. And for me, it just felt like really big and really bulky. And I was just like freaking out mentally, because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I ask them to like make veneers of my old teeth and then just put my old teeth back? Because I was just like, this is not looking good, honey. But yeah, it was just me panicking, and I am all panic and no disco sometimes, and that was just one of those moments. But yeah, I sent some pictures to my friends, to my family, just to get everyone's opinion as well. And the doctor was quite confident that the teeth looked good. She was like, okay, you feel like they're a little bulky, we can have them like make them a little bit more thinner than what they are, and then, you know, that will hopefully make you happier. And I was like, yeah, can we, you know, do that, make them a little bit thinner, make them a little bit smaller, let's, you know, go with that. So that was on Friday, sent them back to the lab, and then the guys at the lab made them a little bit thinner. And on Saturday, we had them cemented in. So before she cemented them in, we actually tried them on. And I was like, okay, this looks nice, this looks better. And I think that the reason that I was able to see them looking nice at that point in time was because I had stared so much at the pictures that I took when she tried them on Friday. And I realized, actually, these don't look so bad. You know, they were a little bit big on Friday, and then on Saturday, I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool, this is grand. We're happy with them. Everyone has asked me about the pain. So my cousin has veneers, right? And everyone said that he was in so much pain when he had it done. I did not experience that. My experience of pain with getting the veneers done was when she was filing down my teeth, and the pain was not from her shaving my teeth. The pain was from when she injected the anesthetics into my gum, because she kept injecting. The pain from the needle actually going into my gum, that was what hurts. Okay, that was where I felt pain. The shaving was fine and everything. So even when she cemented the veneers in, we did not use any anesthetic whatsoever. Then recovery. Oh my goodness. It was such a weird experience. Like the first 2 weeks, I felt like I couldn't talk. I kept beating myself up, like, speak properly. You know how to speak. You've been speaking your entire life. What is going on? You know, just talk like a normal person. I had a little bit of a lisp at the start, which I feel like sometimes still peeks through, but it's only when I'm being lazy when I speak and I'm not enunciating my words correctly. But the first 2 weeks, I felt like I could not talk. What she told me was that you just need to speak and hear yourself speaking, and you will get back to speaking normally. Eating was also weird. I was so petrified that I would like break the veneers if I ate the wrong thing, if I chewed too hard, and all of that. It was a weird experience. And because the veneers are longer than my natural teeth, I had to learn how to use this teeth as well. So with chewing, I would sometimes chew too much and my teeth would like clash. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I'm gonna break these veneers. But then I'm now at the point where I'm like able to chew and I'm not like thinking about it or chewing slowly because I'm worried that I'm gonna be like clashing the veneers against each other or my teeth or whatever. The other thing that I changed during those first 2 weeks was I switched my toothpaste to Sensodyne for sensitive teeth because I had a little tiny bit of sensitivity after the veneers. I switched to using a manual toothbrush because I normally would use an electric toothbrush, which I'm back to now. The reason I switched to the manual was because I felt like I was in more control of the brushing than with the electric toothbrush, and I just felt a lot more comfortable with it. I also started using my water floss a lot more, my water pick. One thing I have is good dental hygiene, and people trying to make me seem like I didn't have good dental hygiene because my teeth were not white. My teeth were very healthy, which is the sad part about getting veneers done for me, because I had very healthy teeth. Never had a cavity, never had a filling, never had gum related issues, and I pray it remains that way. But I had really healthy teeth. Another thing I have to mention with like laminate veneers, and specifically in my case, because I had gaps that were being closed as well, my veneers are bigger than what my natural teeth would have been. If you're someone who doesn't have any gaps in your teeth, or if you had minimal gaps in your teeth and you're getting veneers, your veneer is going to be smaller. It's always going to be based off of what you are starting with. Literally, my friend and I have the same implants, same size, same surgeon and everything, and our boobs look nothing alike because our starting point was nothing alike. And it's the same thing with your veneers. I'm really happy with them. I'm happy with my smile. I do get self-conscious about it because sometimes when I'm like, you know, smiling in pictures, like whatever, doing a video, I'm just like, oh, my teeth look so white. I'm not used to this yet. What's going on? But like in the past, I used to laugh like this a lot because I'm like covering my teeth. And as much as I knew like I had a beautiful smile, and I would still do this because I was just insecure about it. I'm not gonna lie. The total cost that I paid for my veneers as well as the accommodation was just over 4,000 euros. The flight itself was another 500 euros because I flew from London to Istanbul and then back to London. That is it for me and my veneers. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it insightful. Please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or anything that you want to ask, you can leave a comment down below or you can DM me on Instagram. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. I am not going to mention where I went to simply because I'm not trying to promote any specific place and because I don't want a situation where someone goes to wherever I went to and has a different experience from one that I've had and then there's a backlash. I don't want a backlash. I don't need a backlash. But I just want to share with you guys my experience and just debunk the whole idea that if you go to Turkey, you're going to leave with crowns and not laminate veneers. Okay, that's it. Love you. Bye. Not the one driving. I'm so mature. I'm so mature. I'm so mature. I got me a therapist to tell me there's other men I